Hey guys, welcome to Tech Tricks tutorial. Today, we're going to talk about how to use Leonardo AI, the ultimate tutorial. It is a step-by-step guide to follow easily, and don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. So let's dive right in. Let's learn how to use your own image in Leonardo AI image-to-image feature. So for you to be able to do that, you'll just need to simply head onto Leonardo's website. Now, once you're in, you should be able to see the screen in here. You'll need to click on to create an account in here. So you'll be redirected onto this pop-up screen. So you need to be whitelisted to be able to sign in. So if you aren't on the early access list, you'll need to register below using your first name. You'll type it in here and your email in here. So once you have already put it in there, simply click on to count me in. You'll just need to simply head back onto this page in here and click onto I'm whitelisted to sign in. So you should be redirected onto this page in here, wherein it gives you an option to log in with Apple, Google, Microsoft, or you could log in using your email in there and your password. So if you have forgotten your password, just simply click onto your forgot password in here, and then you'd be redirected onto a page wherein Leonardo AI will help you create a new one. So right after that, you'll just need to simply click on to sign in. And if you need an account, you'll just simply click on to sign up. So here onto the bottom part, you'll actually see the privacy policy and terms of service in here. So if you want to go through all of the details onto how this works, just simply click onto each. And also you can see in here that this Leonardo AI is already available now on iOS. You'll just need to download this onto the App Store. Now, personally, my favorite thing or my favorite option to use while logging in is actually Google. So you'll just need to simply click onto your preferred login option, and then you'd be able to head onto the dashboard. Now, we are already seeing in here Leonardo AI's dashboard, and we are greeted with the different featured models in here. So just simply skim to that so that you'd be able to see the different models that they offer. Also here onto the bottom part, you should be able to see the recent creation done by other users. So you could have or utilize the search bar in here. You could also click onto the trending, new, and top. You could also see all of the images and upscaled images. Now, actually, here onto the left side, should be able to see the tokens that are available into your account. So these tokens are really essential since these are what you use to generate the images. So don't worry since this resets in 12 hours, but it may take up to an hour to update your tokens. So for you to be able to have more, if you want more tokens, just simply click onto upgrade in here so that you should be able to see the different plans that Leonardo offers. So we're currently using the free plans, which has 150 fast generations per day. You also have other options like Apprentice at $10 per month, Artisan $24 per month, and Maestro at $48 per month. Now let's head back onto the dashboard in here. And here on to the left side, we could also see some start here options, the home community feed, personal feed, training datasets, fine-tune models, and the user tools, which are the AI image generation, AI canvas, texture generation, some settings, fact and help, the log out button, and your account. So for us to be able to proceed onto the image to image, you'll need to head onto AI image generator in here. So we'll just need to simply click onto that. Now, we are actually headed already onto Leonardo AI's editing page. So here onto the upper part, you should be able to see the type of prompt in here, wherein here is where you would be able to type in all of the things that you want to see onto your photo. Here onto the lower part, you have here the fine-tune models, and the one that we're currently using right now is Leonardo Diffusion. So there are a lot more. If you click onto this drop-down menu, you could also click onto the custom model, the different styles that it offers. So we have a Leonardo style and none for the Leonardo Diffusion, and if you don't want to see in the image, so you'll need to type it in here so that you won't be able to see it onto your image. Now here onto the left side, these are actually the number of images that you could generate. So the moment right now, but you can have up until 8 if you're actually subscribed to a higher plan. So you have here the photoreal feature, prompt magic. We have also the alchemy, public images, the image dimension. So you could select the resolution of the final images. So you could also choose a ratio. You could update the guidance scale. So this is how strongly your prompt is weighted. We have here the control net that allows you to influence your generation with input images, and the tilling, which is ideal for repeating textures or backgrounds. So we have here the two options that we're going to use, which is the image to image and image prompt. So we'll just need to upload or drag your photo in here so that we could utilize it. So since we're going to use the image to image feature, and as you can see, it is actually blocked right now. So what we'll need to do is head onto the upper part in here, since that is not available if the prompt magic in here or any of this feature is turned on. So let's head back. And as you can see, it is already open. So let's go ahead and get our portrait and drag and drop it in here. Now I have already in here a photo that I have downloaded from free page. So let's just have this one drag out. So we're gonna use this certain photo to be an alternative for a portrait. If you have your own photo, so it is better to use your own photo so that you'd be able to generate a picture that would depict your face. So let's drop it in here. And as you can see, it is still downloading right now. So we'll just need to wait. And it is successfully added already. Now, once it is successfully added in here, don't forget to adjust this in its strength. So a higher in its strength will preserve the original image more. So let's try to adjust this up until around 0.55. So let's leave it like that, because if we have it onto very high, then it will actually not gonna really relate onto the prompt that we have typed in. So it is better to have it balanced. So right after the generation that we'll do earlier, if we're not gonna be satisfied, we're just gonna keep on adjusting this until we achieve the photo that we wanna see. Now, as you can see, I've gone ahead and already added a prompt in here, which is portrait of a girl into an ethereal, fairy-like creature, surrounded by magical sparkles and soft, dreamy lighting. So let's try to see what it will give us for this one. Now, as you can see in here, this will use 6 tokens. So we have 142 tokens remaining. Now let's simply click on the generate and see what it will give us. Now, as you can see, using the text prompts, here are the photos that it generated. So this is the original photo, and this is the generation of a portrait of a girl into an ethereal fairy-like creature. So it is also surrounded by magical sparkles, so we could actually see that one in here. So let's click on it so that we could zoom it. So you actually have the option in here to delete this, to download, to copy it, and to zoom, and also to remove the background. So we'll just simply click on to download, and let's try to check onto the other photo that we have in here. So this is the other photo. So it actually replicates the image that we have actually input in there using the text prompt. So that actually helps. So let's try another prompt to see what it would look like, or if it will work onto another prompt. Now let's try this updated prompt in here. So let's see portrait of a superhero girl, placing her against a backdrop of swirling galaxies and celestial elements. So we could try also to update the init strength in here. So you could adjust this as per your liking. And then let's simply click on the generate. And as you can see, this will still use 6 tokens as well. Now, as you can see, here are the photos that it generated. So it actually looks like a superhero. However, there's just makeup, and we did not really get the backdrop that we want. So let's check the other photo. So this one looks like a superhero more, and this one, this sparkles in here, actually complements the one that we have onto the background that would look like a celestial element. So let's try to adjust in here the init trend so that we would be able to see different photos as well that it would generate. So let's add it onto 0.18. So this is actually very low. So let's try to see if it will complement more onto the picture or onto the prompt. So let's click on to generate again. Now, as you can see in here, since we have adjusted the strengths, here are the generations that it have given us. So it actually gives us a more superhero vibes in here. So as you can see, this things that it has onto the face and also into the body is more like a superhero thing. So this one is just the only error onto this specific photo. Let's head on to the other one. And this one, I think this one looks perfect. So this really complements this superhero that we want to see onto our photo. Now, you could always just play within the strengths in there and the prompt and just simply click on to generate. So the AI will generate your image based onto your input, and keep in mind also that it might take a few tries to get the output that you desired. So actually onto our first attempt, you can see some similarities, but since we have adjusted some things in here, you could still see the similarity, but there are already differences from the original image. So we'll just need to try and try to adjust this strength in here so that you'd be able to see the different impacts. So it's like a trial and error process. So as you can see, here are the other photos that we have generated. So you can experiment with different styles by browsing the homepage for inspiration. And there you have it. You've learned how to use your own image in Leonardo AI. So it's all about finding the right balance between in its strength and your desired style. So, to create unique artworks with your face, remember practice makes perfect. So, keep experimenting and having fun with this creative tool. Let's learn how to use the Leonardo AI Canvas Editor. So, as you can see in here, we're already on Leonardo AI dashboard. So let's talk first a bit regarding Leonardo AI Canvas Editor. So that is actually a powerful digital editing tool designed to help users create and manipulate images with ease and precision. So this feature provides a canvas where you can work on your images, allowing for various adjustments, enhancements, and artistic transformation. So to utilize this effectively, just a quick overview, you can start by uploading an image of your choice. And once the image is loaded onto the canvas, you have the flexibility to perform tasks like cropping, resizing, adding text or graphics. So you could also apply filters and effects. So this tool is particularly useful for graphic designers, photographers, and artists who wants to enhance or modify their images to achieve specific creative outcomes. So by using this, you can unleash your imagination and transform your images into visually stunning and personalized works of art like this one that are created by other users. So for you to be able to do that, you'll just need to head onto the left side of the screen, simply click onto AI Canvas in here, and then you'd be able to get redirected onto another page. So we have a welcome screen in here that welcomes us to the Leonardo AI Canvas. So this is a full creative control at your fingertips. So you can see a quick overview in here that the Canvas editor will enable us to visually correct and refine details, modify styles, seamlessly extend content, create composite artwork, striking photo montages through inpainting and outpainting. So let's take a quick look at some of the key features that are available onto these tutorials. So let's just simply click onto next. And as you can see, you could upload an image and then you could select also the moving elements. Then we could draw a mask or erase an image, and we could also use the prompt and generating feature. We also have the control parameters here onto the right side, and then let's click onto done. So let's experience it firsthand. So as you can see, we're currently using the pen or the hand tool. We also have the select button in here, the draw mask, erase, sketch, upload an image, and we have the download an artwork, undo, and redo option. So we have the prompt in here. So this is where you'd be able to add in your prompt. So we have here the different settings. Also onto the right side, you could see the fine-tune model that we use. We have our stable diffusion, and you have many more options also in here. So we have the canvas mode onto in paint or out paint. So we could change this one out. You have text to image also in here. We also have image to image and sketch to image. So for text to image, you can create a standard Leonardo generation from scratch on the canvas, disregarding the surrounding context. So we also have this in paint and out paint, which is what we currently use right now. So this expands beyond the edges of an image intelligently or transform the details within it, keeping the rest intact. So we have the image to image in here, wherein we could transform the underlying content subtly or completely, equally versatile for touch-ups or total reimaginings. We also have here sketch to image, where you could transform your sketches into AI-generated images, either freestanding or incorporated with other content. So let's just simply click onto this in paint and out paint in here. So we also have here the number of images that it will generate. So we have here up until 4, the image dimension, or you could select the resolution of the final images. So you could also create a custom one in here, and you could also choose a ratio. So here we have the render density. It decreases the size and increases the pixel density of the generation context. We also have here the guidance scale. So this will prove how strongly your prompt is weighted. So you could adjust this one in some advanced settings in here, like you could add in a fixed seed. So this is the deterministic number for the random number generator. We also have here the scheduler, defines how noise affects the generation. So let's just skip that one out, and you could also reset this to default. And actually here onto the upper part, you have the zoom option, the +1 and the -1. So we have her at 75%, and these are actually the keyboard commands. So just simply click onto this so that you could customize this as per your liking. We also have here the navigation, the brush and mask eraser, some selection tools. So now these feature actually perfectly works onto a landscape. You could actually use this for other photos like portraits or anything like that, but I highly recommend to have it used for landscape so that you'd be able to really achieve its full potential. So for you to be able to add in your photo, you'll just need to simply click onto this upload image in here, and right after you'll get an option if you want to upload it from a computer, from previous generation, or from community. So we could try from community out in here so that we should be able to see some different photos that we could use. So as you can see, these are actually made by other users, and I think this one could actually utilize this to have an example for this AI canvas editor. So we'll just need to simply click onto that, and we could actually resize this image first. So let's unzoom. So let's resize this one like that. So what we're gonna need to do in here, so what we're gonna test onto this specific feature is we'll try out having this one expanded. So let's just gonna look at like that, since this is actually the main page. So let's zoom it a little bit like that. So, okay, perfect. Since we want to have this one expanded, let's head on to the information that we have onto the specific photo that we've got onto the community. So it is really important that you have this prompt details in here. We'll need to copy this one out. So we'll really need this one out since this will be our guide onto expanding this certain image. So we'll need to head back onto the canvas and we'll need to paste the prompt in here. So as you can see, we have already added the prompt in here onto the bottom part, and this will use 4 tokens. So as of the moment, we have 118 tokens remaining. So this part in here should be where the expanded photo would go. So let's zoom a little bit, and it would be really helpful if you put photo up onto the middle of the square or something like that. So it should be in here inside so that it would be lengthened out. So for us to be able to do that, what we'll need to do is simply click on to generate and let's see what it will give us. So actually, since we have set it to 4, there should be 4 types of extended photo in here that we should see. So let's try to generate first and let's see what it will give us. So as you can see, it is still loading as of the moment. So let's wait for that. And just like that, as you can see, the photo is already expanded. So it really looks natural. So this is actually a really good feature that we have on Leonardo AI. So let's try out the other generation since this R4. So we could actually click on to accept or cancel this, but let's try to check first the other generation. So let's head on to the other. So as you can see, it has a different style or color. So it still complements the one that we have in here, but onto a different style. So this is actually a really good generation as well. Let's head on to the third one. So actually the same. So it still complements it and it is still a nice generation. And for the fourth one, we have this. So it still looks like it still complements the photo. So this is actually a really great generation that we have in here. Now, if you're already satisfied with these photos in here, just simply click on to accept for that. And we have already added the fourth photo. So that is the one that we have chosen. So we'll just need to simply click on to accept to choose that. So don't forget to adjust the guidance scales in here so that you should be able to see different generation. So if you don't like the one that you have already, you could just simply generate again so that you could achieve what you want to see onto your photo. So for you to be able to download it, just simply click this download artwork in here and it should automatically be downloaded onto your device. So that's how the Leonardo AI canvas works. So don't forget to experiment, have fun, and share your creations with the world. So if you found this tutorial helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Let's learn how to use Leonardo AI in creating images. So once you're already onto the website and here, you should be able to see the different featured models of Leonardo AI. So you have here the photo reel, dream shaper, 3D animation style, anime pastel dream, and many more in here. So you could utilize this arrow in here to check for other things. So these are actually the things that we're gonna be using as a reference or like a guide on how should our photo would look like. So if you want to have your photo like a pixel art, you could use this one. Character, if you want to generate some character portraits, you could also use this one. And if you try to hover your mouse here, you should be able to see a bookmark button in here to have this model saved so that you could use it onto your photos so that you won't have to find this again onto your account. Now, if you scroll down to a little bit in here, you should be able to see the recent creations. So these are actually the creations of other users. So we have a search bar in here that you could utilize if you want to see something specific. You could see all of them or just the upscaled one. We have here the trending, new, and top, and you could utilize also this one so that you could see how much or how many photos should be seen in here. Now, if you hover onto each design, so there are actually a like button and you should be able to see who made it. So if you click onto it as well, so this is the photo, you could see its detail in here, the prompt details, and you could copy the prompt if you want to have the same thing like this. You could use image to image as well, remix, and here are the negative prompt that was added. So these negative prompts are the things that you don't want to see in the photo. So you could actually choose this drop down menu in here. If you want to see the original image, the upscaled image, we have the zoom image and the no background. And if you scroll down here onto the lower part as well, you could see the resolution, resonance, the pipeline, preset, the prompt magic strength, created, contrast boost, seed, prompt magic, and row mode. So if you want to generate with the model, so the one that is used in here is the anime pastel dream. So you could just simply click onto this arrow in here if you want to do so. So let's try to check also in here onto the other one. So the same things should be able to see its details once you have clicked onto it. Now, if we head onto here, onto the left side, you could see the community feed. So just like the one that we have earlier, so these are the things that was done by other designers as well. So here onto the personal feed, if you click onto that, what you'll see in here are the photos that we have just recently generated. So all of these photos that you can see in here, these are what I have gathered onto my previous generations. So you could choose also, you have search bar in here, you could utilize that. You could choose all or upscale. You can see by trending, new or top, and you could select some images. Now here under the training and data sets, you could train your own model in here so that you could use this as a reference. You'll just need to upload some photos of it, add some details, and if you have a lot of models in here that was trained, you could utilize the search bar. So we could actually see the full view of the fine-tuned models in here. You should be able to see also community models in here. So these are actually generated by other or trained by other designers. So if others can train, so you can do too. You could just simply click onto yours, onto the your models. And if you have click onto something, or you could bookmark it, just like what I've mentioned earlier, should be able to see that onto the favorite models in here. Now for the tools, we have the AI image generation, the AI canvas, the texture generation, and you have here also the settings, the fact and help, and the log out button. So for us to be able to start generating, you'll just need to simply click onto this AI image generation to create your own image. Now, this is how the editing page would look like. We have here the AI image generation, or the main part wherein you could write in the prompt of to your photo. So this is where we'll put in what we want to see onto the photo. For the fine-tune model, you could choose onto the different options in here. You could have these character portraits or anything, just choose the one that you want to use. So we could click on the select custom model so that you'll get redirected onto the one that we've had earlier. Check these platform models in here to see which one would be the best fit for our photo. So we could try this Dream Shaper V6. So if we click onto that, you'll see its detail, the name of the model, and the description, which is a new update to an incredibly versatile model that excels at both people and environments by Lycan. So I think this one would be a perfect fit onto the prompt that I have prepared. So we have the training resolution, the category base model, and the strength. So we'll click on generate for this model. So right after, you could see it already in here. You could choose a different style, Leonardo style or none. So let's just leave it as it is and add a negative prompt. So these negative prompts are the things that you don't want to see in the image. So you could utilize this, just add some things like if you don't want to see the generation having two limbs, just put in two limbs or broken limbs or anything like that. Now here onto the left side, you should be able to see the tokens that are used for generating the images. So if you want more, just simply click onto upgrade and then the number of images that you want to have per generation. So you could choose up until 8, but that is for the upgraded version already. So since we're just using the free plan, we can have up until 4. So let's just leave it for 2. We have here the different features of Leonardo, the photo reel, prompt magic, alchemy, public images, image dimension. So we're just not gonna turn on that one since we're gonna use the simple settings so that we could generate our own photo. We could choose the image dimension in here. You could choose or customize it here, and you could also choose the ratio. Now this guidance scale that you see in here is how strongly your prompt is weighted. So if we move this one onto higher, so it should be able to generate accurately the one that we have put in here. So we have also the control net, which allows you to influence your generation with input images. So I think this would better use when you used it for the image to image prompt and image prompt in here. So we have here the tilling as well, which is used or ideal for repeating textures or backgrounds. So this could be used for patterns. So you could just simply drag and drop the photo if you want to have something or a photo as a reference. And let's just type in the prompt in here or paste the prompt that I have prepared already. And let's try to generate. So as you can see, I have added in here captivating portrait of a girl transformed into a mythical mermaid, serenely swimming through a crystal clear waters, iridescent scale, shimmering under the sunlight, magical, graceful, realistic, and intricate details. Now let's go ahead and click on the generate. So as you can see, this will use 2 tokens and I have 150 tokens remaining. So let's try to see what it will give us. Now, as you can see, here are the photos that it generated. So we have this one. Let's zoom this one in so we could actually see a mermaid and we have its tail shining through the sunlight. So we'll see the next photo in here. So there are actually 2 mermaids in here. So we have actually the delete button here onto the lower part, the download image, copy, the unzoom, the remove background, and other settings in here. So we'll just need to simply click onto this to download the image, and I think I want a picture that is just one mermaid only. So what we'll try to do in here is add in a negative prompt. So let's update this one in here. So let's type in here multiple person or two mermaids. Then we could actually update it in here. Let's try to update the color a mythical red mermaid, and let's try to see what it will give us right after we click on to generate. And as you can see, here are the photos that it generated. So we have this red mermaid in here. So I think I'm quite satisfied with this look in here since I like how it turned out. And also this one, another mermaid, but it has another limb. So you could just utilize the negative prompt more. So you could add in double limbs or anything like that so that you don't see these kinds of errors onto your photo. So we could try to download this since I think this one is a good image. And there you have it. That's how you use the Leonardo AI to create images. Remember, the possibilities are virtually endless, and with some creativity and experimentation within the tools and here, you should be able to create an achievable, incredible results. Now let's learn how to create your own coloring book onto Leonardo AI. So we'll guide you through the process of creating your very own coloring book, and it's a fantastic way to express your creativity and share your art with others. So the first thing that you'll need to do is just head onto Leonardo AI's website in here. And once you're in, you should be able to see the featured models here onto the upper part. So you could browse through this one in here using this arrow. And right after, you should be able to choose a model in here that you could use as a guide or something as a reference for your coloring book. But before that, let's head onto this part in here, onto the lower part, which is the recent creations. So these are actually done by other users in here. So the search bar is temporarily disabled as of the moment right now, but you could utilize this all or upscaled and the trending new and top in here to search for your favorite ones. So this is really important into creating your coloring books if you're actually finding an inspiration on what you should do. So you could check onto the pictures in here. So as you can see, we could see this little crocodile in here. So this is actually what we want to generate. So we want something like this, which is a coloring book. So we have the details in here, black and white outline art for cute children. So we have the prompt details in here, which is black and white outline art for cute children's coloring book pages, an alligator all white with children's styles and all of that. So these are actually the prompts that we'll try to use so that we could generate something like this as well, so that we could create a coloring book. So as you can see, it has the input resolution also in here, the resonance, the pipeline, the preset, the prompt magic strength, when it was created, the contrast boost, the seed, the prompt magic, and the row mode off. So as you can see, this is actually the model that they use, the fine-tuned model Dream Shaper version 7. So this is actually also an Alchemy Smooth upscaled image. You could check the original image in here and then zoom image and the no background. So you could download this image, share it to your friends, and then also onto the three dots in here, you could edit it on a canvas and report this. What we'll need to do in here so that we could create something like that as well is just simply click onto the generate for this model. So if you want to start anew as well, you actually have an option. So let's just click this exit button in here. So let's just discuss first regarding the things onto the left side. So we have here the tokens, which will gonna be used onto our generation. And if you want more, to simply click on to upgrade. You could also check for the community feed. So this is the recent creation or just what you're gonna see also into the community feed, which are done by other users. And we also have a personal feed. So this personal feed that we have in here are the things that I have created before. So these are my image generation, the followers feed, and the like feed. We also have the training and data sets wherein you should be able to train your own model in here so that you could use it as a reference and the fine-tuned models onto which I have discussed earlier. We also have here the AI image generation, AI canvas, texture generation, the settings, fact and help, and the log out button. So for us to be able to have the same photo of the coloring book that was an alligator design, we'll need to head onto these fine-tuned models. There are different options in here, the platform models, community models, your models, and favorite models. So we'll click onto platform models in here. So these are the different models that Leonardo AI offers. And as we remembered earlier, this is the one that was used by that certain photo that we want to copy out. So let's simply click onto that. And as you can see, its name is Dream Shaper version 7. And the description it has in here is the lichen is back with another update, which is this model, great at a range of different styles. We have its training resolution, the category, the base model, and the strength, which is medium. So what we'll need to do to head onto the generation page is just simply click on to generate with this model. Then right after, you should be able to see the type of prompt in here. So this is where we're gonna put what we want to see onto the photo, the fine-tune model that we choose earlier, the style, which is you could choose if you wanted to have it a Leonardo style. So let's leave it as it is. And the negative prompt or the things that you don't want to see onto the image. So you could type it in here. So you have the recent creation here onto the bottom part. We also have here the tokens, the number of images that you want to generate per generation. So we actually have two in here. You could have up until eight, but that is for the paid feature. And since we're using a free one, you could have it up until four. We have here the different features as well, the image dimension, the guidance scale, the control net, tiling, and the image to image and image prompt. So if you want to have something as a reference or a photo as a reference, just simply drag it and drop it in here so that you should be able to have it as your reference. Now it's time to write in our prompt in here. Also, you could just paste it, the one that we have seen earlier, so that you could receive the same one like that. But we could use this one as well, which is Fish for Kids Coloring Books, black and white only, outlines and white background. Then we'll choose a fine-tuned model in here. So since Dream Shaper was used earlier, let's try out another one. Let's try other things. And here onto the community models, we could try to search for some things that we could use for the coloring book. So we could utilize the search bar in here. Let's try to find coloring book. Then let's try to see if there are anything that is used for coloring book. So we have this one, the other things as well in here. So I think this one would be a best fit. Anime Girl coloring book, so we'll use this. And let's just simply click on to generate for this model. Then let's try to see what it will give us. So simply click on to generate in here. And as you can see, these are the photos that it generated. We have this first fish in here, but I think there has been some issues within the face. So since it wants to depict a cute fish for the coloring book, so it has this kind of eyes, and there might be some issues regarding the scale since it doesn't really perfectly put in the scale just like what a fish would look like. So you actually have the option to delete this image, download it, copy this, and zoom and remove the background. Then head on to the next photo. So I think this one looks more like a fish. So we could have this one downloaded so that we could use it onto your coloring book. So you could just simply utilize the guidance scale in here. So you could update this one in here so that you should be able to receive different image generation. So let's try to regenerate again and we'll use 9 and let's try to see what it will give us. Now here are the other photos. So as you can see, I think there is some kind of a fish inside as well in here. So you could utilize the negative prompt that we've discussed earlier so that you could type in that you don't want to see an eye or a fish inside it. And we have here the other fish in here as well for the coloring book. So you could download the photos that you have liked so that you could compile it to create a coloring book. So we have here the prompt generation as well if you're having a hard time. So this tool will allow you to come up with more complex prompt ideas. So you'll just need to simply type in a keyword in there and click ideate and it will come up with a number of more complex concepts which include an example that you have written in here, which is car. So you could use this feature in here so that it will guide you on to creating the prompts. So let's try to remove this cute fish for kids in here and let's add in flower. So let's try to see what it will give us. So let's be specific. Let's add sunflower. For kids coloring book, black and white only, outlines white background, and let's try to see what it will give us. Now here are the photos that it generated. So this one, I think there has been some issues within the petals here and the other one. So I think this one is quite good. So we could have this one downloaded so that we could compile it for a coloring book. Now let's try to add in simple in here and let's remove the sun so that we could see different flowers. Then let's click on to generate and here are the photos that it generated. So this one, since we've added the word simple, so it has given us a simple flower in here. So we have this one as well. So we could actually still use both of this for a coloring book. So what you'll need to do next is you'll just need to simply compile all of the photos that you have generated so that you could have it printed for your coloring book. And there you have it. You've completed your journey to create a coloring book from scratch. So I hope this guide inspires you to unleash your artistic talents and bring happiness to others through coloring. Let's learn how to use Leonardo AI on print on demand. Let's start first onto creating a logo. So once you're already logged in onto your account, you can see already the featured models that we have in here. So these models that you see onto this page are actually what you're going to use as more like a reference onto what you're creating. So I'll just gonna explain a little bit regarding integrating Leonardo AI with print-on-demand services. So we could actually enable to turn your digital enhanced artwork into physical products for sale. So let's head on to this lower part in here. So you can see these are the recent creations. So these are actually the things that are done by other users, but we could utilize these things in here so that we could use it for a print on demand service. So you begin by crafting or enhancing digital artworks like this by creating by using the creative tools, applying styles, colorization, or other artistic transformation. So right after you have these designs in here and you have downloaded it onto your device, you could use these kinds of websites such as Etsy so that you could go ahead and sell your products in here, and we could use some other tools in here like Printify so that you could save in here or post in or add in the created stickers or logos that we've designed with Leonardo AI. So you'll just need to ensure your artwork adheres to the platform specification regarding resolution and file format. So utilize product mockup generators provided by POD service to display your designs on various items. So upon setting prices as well, and for launching your store, customer orders are handled by the POD service already, including printing, packing, and shipping. Continuously create and market new designs to expand your product range and attract more customers, ensuring your online POD business thrives. So, you could upload your designs here onto Etsy, or you could actually utilize Printify for the print on demand service and then add in your logos or stickers in here. So let's head back onto Leonardo AI in here. So this is actually a good picture. So I think it actually looks like a logo onto something. So you could actually have this one utilized as a logo. So this is the prompt I was using there. Begin with a detailed illustration of a fierce looking tiger or something like that. And the one that they have used as a model is the Dream Shaper. So let's gonna go back onto the featured model in here. So you could actually click onto this fine tune model to see all of the models that Leonardo AI offers. So you could try to search in here for something that you would like. So you could try adding a logo, so to see if there are any models that is for that. But if you don't have onto the platform model, you could search it onto the community models in here. So these community models, these are actually created by other users. So let's try first if there is any logo that we could use. And as you can see, we have here some logos that we could use for our for image generation. So I think I like this kind of things in here. So the purpose of this model is to allow the faster creation of sports logo. So let's click onto that. So the instance prompt that you need to have onto your photo in here is a logo, and we have here the description, its training resolution, its category, the base model that it was used, stable diffusion V1.5, and the strength which is on medium. So we have your other images as well created by the specific model. So I actually like this one, this octopus one. So let's try to click on the generate with this model so that we could also create our logo in here. So as you can see, we have here the type of prompt, and here is where you should put the text prompt that you want to use. So here onto the bottom part is where the negative prompt is located. So this is where you will put in what you don't want to see onto your image. We have here the tokens in here. I have 26 tokens already left, so you could just simply click on to upgrade in here to view more plans or to have more tokens and the number of images per generation. So we'll use one token per generation, but it might use more if you use other features. So we have here up until 8, and we also have different things in here, or the different features of Leonardo AI, the image dimension. You could customize it, the ratio, the guidance scale, which is how strongly your prompt is weighted, the control net, which allows you to influence your generation with input images. So you cannot turn on this one since we don't have an image in here, and the tilling, which is ideal for repeating textures or backgrounds. So you could actually drag and drop a photo in here if you want to use it as a reference. Now let's try to write in a prompt in here. So as you can see, the instance prompt that we should use is a logo. So they highly recommend incorporating the instance prompt within your prompt for better stylistic consistency with the dataset this model was trained on. So let's search in here. Let's put in here a logo of a flower. So just as simple like that, or let's specify it a red flower. And let's try to see what it will give us. Simply click on the generate in here, and let's just wait for the photo to be generated. Now, so you can see here are the photos that it generated. So we actually have received a red flower that we could use for a logo. We have the delete image, download it, copy, the unzoom and remove background. And here is the other photo. So I think I like this one more since it looks a little artistic than the other one. So we have this, it's more of a realistic one. So let's try to update the prompt in here so that we would be able to receive another photo and we could achieve what we want to see onto our photo. So I have our prompt in here. Let's try to use this one. A stylized cartoon-like flower with bright colors and whimsical design perfect for a logo. So since this is just copied out, so let's add in here a logo so that this model would work well. So then let's try to click on generate and let's see what it will give us. Now, as you can see, here are the photos that it generated. So I think this one suits more for a logo. So it has given us some vibrant colors and a very nice looking flower. Let's try to update a prompt in here and let's add in here not a flower, but let's try to put in an animal. So I think I like the octopus that I have seen earlier. So let's try octopus in here and let's try to see what it will give us. Let's click on to generate. Now here are the photos that it generated. So actually I'm really satisfied with how this turned out since I think this one would really fit as for a logo. So you have the other octopus also in here. Is a colorful one that we could use for a logo. So make sure to download the one that you like, and if you're still not yet satisfied, you could just make some changes here onto the prompts, or you could also update also the guidance scale in here to achieve the one that you want to see onto your photo. And that's how you use Leonardo AI onto creating a logo. Now let's talk onto using Leonardo AI to create awesome stickers. So once you're logged in, you should be able to see the different featured models in here that we could use as a reference onto creating your logos. So we have the photo reel, the dream shaper, 3D animation style, anime pastel dream, and many more. So you could scan all through all of this so that you should be able to see the one that you wanna have your logo would look like. So if you want it to be pixel art, you could choose pixel art in here and many more. Since I think this kinds of art, like pixel art, is actually famous for creating stickers. So let's head down here onto the recent creations. So these are actually done by other users. So the reason why we need to browse onto these things in here is for inspiration. So you could actually check for things in here like stickers so that you should be able to try to create or generate something like that. So as you can see in here, this Halloween pumpkin, I think this one is for a sticker. Let's simply click onto that. And this is the name Halloween. And as you can see for the prompt details, we have your Halloween pumpkin sticker design, simple and illustrative. So this is actually for a sticker design. So we could actually copy the prompt in here so that we could generate something like this as well. Then we could use also this image to image so that we could have this image as a reference, and we could also click onto remix to copy the prompt in all generation settings over to the AI image generation user tool so you can remix the image generation. You could also see the input resolution, the resonance, the pipeline preset, the prompt magic prompt when it was created, contrast boost, the seed prompt magic, and the row mode. And the model that was used to generate this was Dream Shaper V5. So here are the other photos that was generated by the same model. So we could try to simply click onto this generate with this model so that we could create something like this as well, or you could just simply copy this prompt so that you could create your new one from scratch using the AI image generation onto the user tool. So let's simply click onto this arrow to generate with this model. Now, once you're here onto the AI image generation page, you could see the type of prompt in here. So let's just paste out first here, the one that we've copied earlier, which is the prompt that was used. So we have here the fine-tune model already added, which is the Dream Shaper V7, since that is what we've chosen earlier, or that was the one was used onto the photo that we've liked from the community. So we have here the tokens that I have is just 14. So if you want more, you could simply click on to upgrade in here, the number of images you want to generate per generation, the other features of Leonardo AI, the image dimensions that we have in here, you could customize it. You could use this ratio, the guidance scale, control net, tiling, image to image, and image prompt. So you could also drag and drop a photo in here to use as a reference onto generating. So we have a Halloween pumpkin sticker design, simple and illustrative. So what we need to do in here is we'll just, since I don't want a Halloween theme or a pumpkin one, let's remove this too, and let's just leave the sticker design simple and illustrative. So let's try to think on to something that we want to generate. So for example, we want to create a sticker of a pig. So let's add in here cute pig, sticker design, simple illustrative, and you could also add in a negative prompt. So these are the things that you don't want to see in the image. You could simply input that in here so that you could add it. So let's just not choose that one out. So let's click on the generate, and this will use for tokens. So let's try to see what it will give us. And as you can see, here are the photos that it generated. So I'm quite satisfied on how it looked like because it is really a cute sticker that we have in here. So you have the option to delete this image, download this, copy this, and also remove the background. So let's see the other one. So this is actually a really cute photo as well of a pig. So if you're not yet satisfied with this, you could just adjust the guidance scale in here or adjust the image generation in here, add more or add in a negative prompt so that you could generate again. So let's try out another one. So let's add in here cute flower. Then let's just leave the other things like sticker, design, simple, illustrative, and let's click on the generate and let's see what it will give us. Now here are the photos that it generated. So we have here a cute sunflower. So I actually like this one. And let's add the other photo, which is this one. So I think this one is cute as well. So for this one, you can simply download it if you want it to be saved onto your device. So we could really say that Leonardo AI is really good onto creating these kinds of things. So let's try out one last time. Let's add in here a bird. And let's click on the generate. Now, as you can see, here are the photos that it generated. So it is a really cute bird that we have in here that we could use for a sticker that we could use also to have it onto our print on demand business. So here onto the print on demand, you could put in the sticker, the design onto your phone cases, your hat in here, your t-shirt, your hoodie or anything, or even your mug. So you could just simply drag and drop also that one to that like this so that your design would be added or your logo or sticker would be added onto your product. And there you have it. You've learned how to use Leonardo AI to create stickers. Now let's learn to create consistent characters on Leonardo AI. So for you to be able to create the same photos or the same character with a different theme or a different action, here's what you'll need to do. So once you're logged in onto Leonardo AI, you would be greeted with the different featured models that they offer. So you could just browse through all of this so that you could choose the one that you want to use onto your photo creation. So you have a lot in here. So if you want something like a pixel, you could choose this. If you want some characters, you could use this one. And if you want illustration, you can have this one as well. So there are a lot of it that they offer. So you could also check that one out here under the fine-tune models. Now if you scroll down a little bit, we have here some recent creation. So these recent creation are actually done by other users. So let's try to see in here, or let's find an inspiration that we could use onto our image generation. So as you can see, there are a lot of photos that are really amazing in here. So let's just continue scrolling down so until we find something that we've liked. Now, I think I like this photo in here. So what we'll need to do is just simply click onto this one. And as you can see, these are the title of it. So green haired girl, which you could see here onto the prompt details. So we can see dark green haired girl wearing miniskirt. Really, she has a fit body, muscular legs, abs, bicep, posing on a chair with crossing her legs. So these are actually really depicted onto this photo in here. And for us to be able to generate something like this as well, you could click on the this generate for this model. So as you can see, it is using the Dream Shaper version 7 with the input resolution, resonance in here, the alchemy as a pipeline, the preset, the prompt magic strength when it was created, the contrast boot, seed, prompt magic, and row mode. So if you want to generate something like this, so as you can see in here, you'll need to really define the action. So we could try to actually copy this prompt out, and then we could try to use this image to image feature or this remix so that this will copy the prompt and all generation settings over to the AI image generation user tool so that we could use this as a remix. So let's just try to copy the prompt out in here and then try to generate with this model. So simply click onto this arrow in here, and right after, you should be redirected onto the AI image generation page in here. So here is where you could put in the prompts, and also here onto the fine tune model, you could choose one, the style, the number of images that you want to generate, the other features that Leonardo AI offers, the image dimensions, so you could customize it in here. We also have the ratio, the guidance scale, and the image to image and image prompt feature. So it is already pasted in here, the dark green haired girl wearing miniskirt, really, or the prompt in here. So you could also add in a negative prompt so that you could type in here what you don't want to see onto your image. So let's try to generate first this kind of image so that we could go ahead and play with the settings of it. For you to be able to do so, just simply click on the generate in here and let's wait onto what it will give us. Now as you can see, this is the photo that it generated. So it was actually almost the same with the one that we have earlier. However, it was not really crossing her leg. So what we'll need to do in here to receive the same type of images just like this is we'll just need to adjust some things here onto the upper part. So we'll need to remove this posing on a chair. We could try changing it out to standing. Then let's try to see if it will really generate with crossing her legs, but I think the AI was having a hard time onto generating onto this one. So let's just try this one out. So this was actually a realistic style, so we actually have different things in here that we could choose, but let's just leave it as to dynamic since that one is already the first one that we've used, and we really want to have the same photos created just within the different actions or settings. So let's click on the generate. Now as you can see, this is the other photo that it generated. So this is still the same girl, the same dress and the same skirt, but onto another position. So this one was sitting and this one is standing. So we could actually remove this with crossing her legs since I think the AI was having a hard time to generate something that was crossing the leg. So we could actually have the same girl in here. Now we could change this one out. So instead of wearing a miniskirt, let's try to add in here pants. So let's try to see what it will give us. So let's just update this one first, and then let's go ahead and click on to generate. Now as you can see, this is the photo that was generated. So with the same face, the same hair, however for the top it was a little crop and the abs was really defined since it want to emphasize as well the pants that it was wearing. So let's go ahead and simply click on to download this and the other photos as well so that we could compare it, and let's try to see how it would look like. So this one, I really like the outcome of this one since it really looks realistic, and here are the photos all together. And there you have it. You'll learn how to create consistent photos or images in Leonardo AI. Let's learn how to use Leonardo AI's image to image prompt. So you could see the different featured models in here. So you could just simply scroll in here to find the one that you want to use. So here onto the bottom part, you could also see some different photos that was done by other creators. So for us to be able to create using an image to image prompt, so you'll just need to head onto here onto the left side. You can see your tokens in here. And if you want more, just simply click onto upgrade. So you can start onto the home, community feed, personal feed, training and data sets, the finds in models, and some user tools in here like AI image generation, AI canvas, texture generation, the settings, back and help, log out in your account. So we'll just need to simply click onto AI image generation. Now onto this page, you could see the type of prompt in here. So this is where you'll paste in here what you want to see onto the photo. You could choose a model in here. So you could choose some styles as well. You could add in some negative prompts or the things that you don't want to see in the image. So here onto the left side, you actually have the tokens in here, the number of images that should be generated per generation. You have the other features of Leonardo, the input dimension. You could customize it in here, and the ratio, and also the guidance scale. So this is how strongly your prompt is weighted. And also here the control net, which allows you to influence your generation with input images. So let's simply turn this one on, but we'll need to upload an image first here so that we could use this feature. So we'll just need to drag and drop the photo that we have in here so that we could try to have this one as a reference. So let's just wait for it to be uploaded. And as you can see, the option is already turned on in here. So we could actually have the post to image, edge to image, and depth to image. So let's just leave it as it is. And then right after, let's just wait for this to be fully uploaded. So let's try to type in a prompt first. So since we're already using the image to image in here, what we'll need to type in here are just minimal things that you want to see onto the photo. So let's add in here, girl wearing sunglasses and the beach. Then right after, once this is uploaded already, we'll need to click on to generate. Then click on to generate, and let's wait onto the generated photos in here. Now, here are the photos that it generated. So this is the original one. So these are the photos that it was generated. So as you can see, there are slight differences onto the sunglasses, but I don't see any beach in here. But here onto the other photo, I could actually see something like of a water in here, and it actually looks like the photo that we've used as a prompt. So actually we have a feature here onto the left side, the init strand. So you could try to adjust this because the higher this, it will preserve the original image more, and if so that we could lower this so that it would also try to use the text prompt as a reference. So let's try to see what 0.4 would look like. So let's simply click on to generate. And here are the photos that it generated. We have the first one in here. So I think this one is actually cool since we have the waters already onto the back. However, there might be some issues regarding the limbs. And here, this one as well. This is actually good, but there's also issues with the limbs. So in things like this, what you'll need to do is just simply add in a negative prompt. So you could add in here double limbs so that you don't see that double limbs in there, and you could also try to adjust some settings in here in its strength and try to generate. So you could repeat this process over and over again until you've gone ahead and reach the photo that you want to see. Now as you can see, we have here the two photos. So let's start with this one. So we could actually see or zoom in here. Actually the limbs are already almost good, but there are still some issues there, but all in all it still looks like good in there. So since we have adjusted the init strength to be higher, the beach onto the back are a little blurry already, so it's almost that we cannot see it, and onto the photo in here that we have, so I think this one is good. So there is still a little beach onto the back, but really blurry, and we have the hands all good already. So let's try to add it in here, beach with clouds, so that we should be able to see other things onto the back. And let's try to see what it will give us. So let's click on the generate. Now here are the photos that it generated. As you can see, there are little clouds already onto the back, and this one as well. And there you have it. You've learned how to use Leonardo AI's image-to-image feature. So Leonardo is really helpful onto different things. So there are a lot of things that you could do in here, such as doing some stickers, logos, or just simply using some images to use as a reference and just simply generating something that you would like to see. So make use onto this filter. Feel free to use also the tools in here so that you should be able to reach its fullest potential. And if you think this tutorial was helpful to you, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and if you have any question, comment it down below. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, we'll see you on to our next video.